Layla was born into poverty. From the moment she opened her eyes, she was surrounded by hardship. The walls of her home were thin, and the roof often leaked when it rained. But even in such dire circumstances, Layla's spirit was unbreakable. Her village was small and isolated. Nestled in a remote area, it was cut off from the bustling world beyond. The roads were rough, and the nearest town was miles away. The villagers relied on each other for support and survival. The land was dry and unforgiving. The soil was cracked, and the crops often failed. Water was a precious commodity, and every drop was cherished. The harsh environment made life a constant struggle. Yet, Layla had a spirit that shone bright. Her eyes sparkled with dreams and hopes that seemed too big for her small world. She believed in the impossible and held on to her dreams with a fierce determination. She loved her parents dearly. They were her rock, her foundation. Despite their own struggles, they showered her with love and taught her the values of kindness and hard work. They were kind, hard-working people. From dawn till dusk, they toiled on the land, hoping for a better harvest. Their hands were calloused and their faces weathered, but their hearts were full of love. Life had been cruel to them. The years of hardship had taken a toll, but they never gave up. They faced each day with resilience, finding strength in their unity and love for each other. Layla dreamt of a better life for her family. She envisioned a future where they wouldn't have to worry about their next meal or the leaking roof. Her dreams were her escape from the harsh reality. She would often gaze at the distant city lights. The city represented hope. It was a place where dreams could come true, where opportunities awaited. The lights were a beacon, calling her towards a brighter future. It held the promise of opportunity. The city was a symbol of everything she aspired to achieve. It was a place where hard work could lead to success, and where her family's struggles could finally end. Layla was determined to make her dreams a reality. She knew it would take more than just hope. It would require hard work, sacrifice, and unwavering determination. But she was ready for the challenge. She would find work and send money back home. No job was too small or too difficult. She was willing to do whatever it took to support her family and bring them out of poverty. Her family would no longer go hungry. She imagined the joy on their faces as they sat down to a hearty meal, free from the constant worry of where their next meal would come from. Layla knew it wouldn't be easy. The path ahead was fraught with challenges and obstacles, but she was prepared to face them head-on, with courage and determination. But she held on to her dreams with unwavering determination. Her dreams were her guiding star, leading her through the darkest times and giving her the strength to keep going. She was prepared to sacrifice everything for her family. Her own comfort, her own desires, all took a back seat to the well-being of her loved ones. Their happiness was her ultimate goal. Their love was her guiding light. It was the force that kept her going, the reason she never gave up. No matter how tough things got, she knew she had their love to fall back on. Their happiness was her ultimate goal. She dreamed of a day when they could all live without worry, when their faces would be filled with joy and contentment. And she was determined to make that dream come true. With a heavy heart, Layla bid farewell to her village. The place where she had spent her entire life, surrounded by familiar faces and the comforting rhythm of rural life, was now a memory she would carry with her. She boarded a crowded bus, her heart heavy with the weight of the unknown. The bus was filled with strangers, each lost in their own thoughts, their own journeys. Her eyes were filled with both excitement and trepidation. She was leaving behind everything she knew, stepping into a world that promised both hope and despair. The journey was long and arduous, winding through the countryside and slowly giving way to the sprawling urban landscape. Each mile brought her closer to her dreams, but also to her fears. The city lights grew closer, twinkling like 1,000 promises in the dusk. They were a beacon of hope, yet they also signaled the beginning of a daunting new chapter. Layla's heart pounded with anticipation. She had heard stories of the city's opportunities, but also of its harsh realities. She was ready to face whatever came her way. The city was a labyrinth of noise and chaos. Honking cars, bustling pedestrians, and the constant hum of activity were overwhelming, yet invigorating. Towering buildings scraped the sky, casting long shadows over the crowded streets. The sidewalks teemed with strangers, each with their own story, their own struggles. Layla felt a pang of loneliness amidst the sea of faces. The anonymity of the city was both a blessing and a curse. She missed the familiar sights and sounds of her village. The chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves, and the warmth of the community were now distant memories. She missed her parents' warm embrace, their comforting words, and the sense of security they provided. Their love was her anchor, even from afar. Despite the overwhelming feeling of being lost, Layla pressed on. She navigated the unfamiliar streets with determination, her resolve growing stronger with each step. She was determined to find work. She knew that the city held opportunities, but she had to seek them out, one application at a time. She went from shop to shop, factory to factory, her hope unwavering. Each door she knocked on was a step closer to her goal. Day after day, she faced rejection. The constant no's were disheartening, but she refused to let them break her spirit. Layla refused to give up hope. She knew that perseverance was key, and that every challenge was a test of her resolve. She knew she had to persevere. The city was a place of endless possibilities, and she was determined to find her place within it. Her family was depending on her. Their hopes and dreams were intertwined with her own, and she carried their love and support with her every step of the way. Weeks turned into months. Layla's initial excitement gave way to despair. She had spent all her savings. Hunger gnawed at her stomach. Sleep offered little respite from her worries. One evening, as Layla wandered the streets, she stumbled upon a textile factory. The owner, a stern-faced woman, agreed to hire her. The work was grueling. The hours were long. The pay was meager. Layla toiled day and night in the factory. The air was thick with dust and the deafening roar of machines. Her hands were blistered and sore. Her back ached relentlessly. Yet, she never complained. She clung to the thought of her family. They were her strength. Their love fueled her determination. Life in the city was a constant struggle. Layla lived in a cramped, run-down tenement. She shared a single room with several other women. Privacy was a luxury she couldn't afford. Danger lurked in the shadows. Despite the hardships, Layla found solace in her work. It was a lifeline, a connection to her family. Every thread she wove, every garment she stitched, was a testament to her love. At night, under the dim glow of a kerosene lamp, Layla would write letters to her parents. She poured her heart out on paper. She shared her struggles, her fears, her hopes. But she always ended her letters with words of reassurance and love. She didn't want them to worry. Every month, Layla would send a portion of her earnings back to her village. It wasn't much, but it was enough to make a difference. Her letters and the small remittances were a lifeline for her family. Her parents worried about their daughter. They knew the city was a dangerous place. They longed to have her back home, safe and sound. But they also understood her sacrifice. Layla's letters were their most prized possession. They read them over and over again, each word a precious gift. They were filled with Layla's unwavering love and her determination to create a better future for them. Despite the harsh realities of city life, Layla never gave up hope. She enrolled in a night school. She learned to read and write. She yearned for a better future. She befriended some of the other factory workers. They shared their stories, their dreams, their sorrows. In their company, Layla found a sense of belonging. Life was still a struggle, but Layla's spirit remained unbroken. She had found a purpose, a reason to keep going. She was no longer just surviving. She was living for something bigger than herself. She was living for her family and the hope of a brighter future. As months turned into years, Layla's health began to deteriorate. The long hours in the factory, the poor living conditions, the relentless toil had taken their toll. A persistent cough racked her body. She grew weak and lost her appetite. But Layla refused to rest. She couldn't afford to. Her family was depending on her. Layla ignored the warning signs. She pushed herself harder, working even longer hours. She had to earn enough money to send back home. She had to secure a better future for her family. It was all that mattered. One day, Layla collapsed at the factory. She was rushed to a crowded, poorly equipped hospital. The doctor shook his head gravely. Layla was diagnosed with tuberculosis. Her condition was critical. Layla lay on the cot, her breath shallow and ragged. Her once vibrant eyes were now dull and lifeless. Yet, her thoughts were still with her family. She longed to see them one last time, to feel her mother's touch, to hear her father's voice. But fate had other plans. Layla's time was running out. Her dreams remained unfulfilled. News of Layla's illness reached her village. Her parents were devastated. They were consumed with worry and guilt. They blamed themselves for their daughter's plight. They longed to be by her side, to comfort her, to care for her. but they were powerless. The distance was insurmountable. They had no money to make the journey. Layla's mother wept inconsolably. She clung to the letters Layla had sent, each word a painful reminder of her daughter's love and sacrifice. A mother's heart was breaking. Her tears flowed freely. They were tears of love, of loss, of helplessness. Layla's life was cut tragically short. She died alone in that crowded city hospital, far from her beloved family. Her dreams of a better life remained unfulfilled. Her story is a poignant reminder of the harsh realities faced by countless young people who leave their homes in search of a better future. They are driven by love, by hope, by a desire to lift their families out of poverty. Layla's story is a testament to the enduring power of love and family. It highlights the sacrifices we make for those we hold dear. It reminds us that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can endure, powered by love and an unwavering belief in a brighter tomorrow. Layla's journey, though marked by tragedy, is ultimately a story about the extraordinary power of love. Her path was not an easy one, filled with moments of sorrow and hardship, yet it was love that gave her the strength to persevere. Her unwavering love for her family fueled her dreams, her sacrifices, and her every waking moment. Every decision she made, every step she took, was driven by her deep commitment to those she held dear. It underscores that love and family are not merely abstract concepts, but powerful forces that shape our lives. They are the foundation upon which we build our hopes and aspirations. They are the anchors that keep us grounded, the lights that guide us through darkness, and the wellspring of our strength and resilience. In times of joy and sorrow, it is our family that stands by us, offering support and comfort. Layla may be gone, but her spirit lives on. Her legacy is not just in the memories of her loved ones, but in the values she instilled in them. It lives on in the hearts of her family, in the memories of those who knew her, and in the countless acts of love and sacrifice that continue to shape our world. Her influence extends beyond her immediate family, touching the lives of everyone she encountered. Her story reminds us that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit, fueled by love, can endure and inspire. It is a testament to the enduring power of love and family, showing us that no matter the challenges we face, we can find strength in our connections with others. Layla's life is a beacon of hope, illustrating that love is the most potent force in the universe, capable of overcoming any obstacle.